Feast your eyes on what USA Today has deemed a gore fest, featuring the gnarliest kills I've ever seen. In a Violent Nature is now available on DVD and Collector's Edition Blu-ray, featuring over 3 hours of bonus features, including storyboard kill galleries, behind the scenes, candid on-set footage of the gnarliest kill of them all, and much, much more. Stephen King praises In a Violent Nature, saying, "If you need a slasher movie, this one will do the job. When the blood flows, it flows in buckets." Grab your copy today on Amazon.com.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
This is what you do when you've just found that statement handbag on eBay and you want to build an entire wardrobe around it. You start selling to keep buying. Yep, on eBay. Over that all-black everything phase? List it and buy all the color. Feeling more vintage than ever? It's out with the new and in with the pre-loved. Next thing you know, you've refreshed your wardrobe basically without spending a dime. Yeah, eBay, the place to buy and sell new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion.
Hello, everyone. The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip.
Yeah, okay, well, why don't we begin with the will you recommend this title?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
But it's a soft no. I think this is aggressively fine, but
yeah.
I will say this. I will remember this movie because I think the rape scene, which is done as a dance number, is the most inspired part of this film and so fucking good to the point where I was kind of like, why didn't we just make this a musical? Like, I don't... like, why didn't we just do that?
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to recommend this movie, although I don't feel that dissimilar from you. The reason I'm recommending it is because... I don't even think that we can argue that it is just fine. Like, this is a very well-made movie. It is a very well-acted film. The problem is that if you have seen Rosemary's Baby, this film is quite literally offering you nothing new. But, you know, I would argue, oh, well, if you look at this movie as it's being made for somebody who doesn't know Rosemary's Baby, I think that this would be a perfectly serviceable film.
So I will kind of agree with you there because I don't know if we've talked about Rosemary's Baby much on this podcast, but
not much because, you know, noted rapist Roman Polanski.
Okay, I've seen Rosemary's Baby once, and I was 19 years old, and it was me and a bunch of gay guys, and we were like so excited to watch one of the quote unquote scariest movies ever made. Boy, oh boy, were we not in the right headspace for that movie, because that movie, which I did revisit it this weekend after watching Apartment 7A, so I have a newfound appreciation for it, but when I watched Apartment 7A, I had only a vague, like, fractured memory of the original Rosemary's Baby. So I kind of was watching as if it was new, but I do agree with you. I think it's well directed. I think it's a well made movie. And I do think that, I mean, Diane Weiss is doing some stuff that I love in this movie.
Great.
But the God, you know, I hate even saying something like this, Joe, because I don't think it's a valid critique. And it's not a critique, just a genuine question. But what is the point of this? Like, it's a thing where I'm like, okay, cool. You're getting a female director who's co-writing it with, granted, 2 men. Although I think one of the men was an original draft, and then James and Christian White came in to redo it. But nevertheless, okay, we're going to get a female perspective on this very feminine tale, you know, about like body autonomy and pregnancy and things like that. And it just doesn't do anything different narrative-wise or even thematic-wise. I mean, yeah, we add in an abortion thing here, but it...
Well, but we're also not saying the fucking A word, are we?
We're not. And I actually think we say that word in the original film, which is really good. But it's funny because it comes out in 1968. But yeah, that's why I say it's aggressively fine. I don't know what we're doing here that adds anything to this. Whereas I do think, and this will be my last First Omen comparison, but I do think the First Omen justified its existence in a way that this film did not.